So I want to remind you that THABO Bester is a liar. Not only is he lying, he took the opportunity yesterday to give a sensational speech, okay? Throw in a few nuggets here and there, and then have people bite into it and, of course, draw sympathy from the public. Not only did he do that, he started off by giving this whole speech of how terrible he's being treated in CMAX, how this is against his constitutional rights, yada, yada, yada. But something said to me, why does this sound familiar? Why does this sound familiar? So you know what? I went right back to the archives and I said, I know THABO Bester is lying. So in the clips that follow, you're going to see for yourself that most of the things that he addressed in his overly passionate speech, his lawyer, his legal representation, who of course have been fired, and they're giving this sob story about he doesn't have access to legal representation. It's my constitutional right. I'm not being able to see my legal representation. I'm not being able to see my legal representation in a manner that ensures my privacy, because the very people who have brought these charges against me is the National Correctional Service. There might be some truth in that little statement, but the main thing that's important for you not to forget, and like I said, I'm going to bring you the clips to show you that THABO Bester is a strategic man. Don't be fooled. Don't fall into it, because this is the same man that people sang happy birthday to him. Okay, they filled a room and they sang happy birthday to him. So it is paramount that we not forget the facts at hand. And you know what, let me pause right here. Let's first of all start with the happy birthday. We seem to have forgotten how he conned people to singing to him happy birthday, to him TK Mukwana in New York. Remember, he was in New York, okay? And then yesterday he writes down everything, most of the things that he said there, those were already said. When you ask, pre-trial appearance, co-accused on the 21st of February, 2024. So you see, the internet never forgets, THABO Bester. The internet does not forget. But as members of the public, as free members of the public, people tend to go about their lives, their businesses, their jobs, everything, and they forget the tiny little minute details. But lucky for you, I'm here, okay? So I'm going to put the pieces together. Let's start with this. You do see THABO Bester and Zanda Moyo, okay? The gardener, the one who claimed the bodies from the morgue, as I'd like to remind you again, but I digress. You do notice they're having a really big engagement, chatter here. Do you know who Zanda Moyo's legal representation is? His legal representation is the same as that of former doctor, okay? Dr. Nandipa Makudumana. They have the same legal representation. What is he doing here? Chatting, I believe strategizing with THABO Bester, and THABO Bester trying to see what he's given out, what they know, what they don't know. Because at the end of the day, the burden lies on the state to prove that their case, that they have a prima facie case. Okay, what is it chit-chatting so passionately with him? And that's just a small clip that I'm sharing, okay? But they were talking for a long time, okay? In that clip as well, might not show over there, but is very much handcuffed. The same way he's complaining about now. In February, he didn't complain about that. That's the exact same way he's complaining about. So let's address the first lie. The first lie is the handcuffs. I'm going to insert a clip here. And the second lie is, the first lie is the handcuffs. And he said yesterday, I'm raising my hand. I'm asking them to uncuff one of my hands. Why? Because we know he had that speech that he wanted to read out. So he needed his hands free. And also we know he's an animated talker. So he talks with his hands for emphasis, for attention. Keywords, guys, attention. THABO Bester is very strategic. Before you say, yeah, but I sympathize with him, his toes are frozen, pay attention to the facts that I present to you, okay? Now, the second thing that he lied about, this is what he said yesterday. The legal representation was not appointed by me. I didn't sign anything with them. They were appointed outside of my mandate, and it was clarified by my coordinating attorney. Now, THABO Bester, I might have a problem with my eyesight, but I do see you engaging in several conversations with this legal representation. You know what? I could agree with him that they didn't do the best job in presenting the message. Okay, it's the same message. He just repeated it himself and drew and added, you know how you guys, I do my videos and you guys say, oh my God, I could listen to you all day. Oh my God, your sarcasm. Oh my God, the way you tell a story. Thabo Bester did the same thing. Okay, the difference between Thabo Bester and I is he's behind bars for crimes. And I'm here summarizing the crimes for you. Now, I digress, but let's see these clips.
Mohammed Sidat, I appear for accused number 7. I'm coming on record today.
Accused
number 7, Your Worship. Brief from Sally Attorneys.
Thank you, Mr. Sidat.
As the court pleases, my lord.
For accused number 7, there were 2 lawyers involved, Mr. Jan Loubser as well as Mr. Mattia. Both of them filed notices regarding the withdrawal of them.
As you can see, it is not true that Thabo Bester says he did not, sign up for the services of the lawyer Mohammed Sidat, because the lawyer stands up in court, represents him. Thabo Bester does not object, because one thing Thabo Bester is very good at is raising his hand in court. He lets them do the work. And further clips, just in case you're ready to type in the comment and say, yes, but he didn't sign anything. Wait for this clip, because you will see that they continue to represent him, bring his needs forward. The ones that he repeated himself today, those were already done February 2021.
Is that all, Miss?
One more aspect, my lord. This morning I received information regarding accused number 7, Bester, that he is taking chronic medication for diabetics. But he refused to have his food this morning, and he also again refused to take his breakfast that I brought from him from Grootvlei. I discussed that with his new lawyer, and I asked him to address that with his client, and maybe he can just confirm if he solved the problem with Mr. Bester in that regard. And I've got nothing more to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Bester.
This is the court, my lord. In response to my learned colleague in regards to accused number 7 and him not wanting to have his meal this morning, the issue is not him wanting to have the meal, Your Worship. The issue herein is, if he does have that meal, my client is a diabetic, Your Worship, and the food that was provided to him will spike his sugar levels. They have not taken that into consideration. If they have, Your Worship, they will offer him food which would be consistent to giving someone who has diabetes. He has medication which he needs to consume. Unfortunately, he cannot take the medication because he hasn't consumed any food thus far. He's informed them numerous times, but they refuse. I was in the cells myself. I've seen what type of food they...
What is happening today, or are we talking
today,
about?
Your Worship, this morning.
So what is actually sought for?
Your Worship, accused number 7 cannot literally consume any food this morning because the sugar levels and the carbohydrates are very rich in the food that they're offering to give him. And I was privy and witness to that. It's not conducive to give him the said food to someone who suffers from diabetes. That's the reason he refused to eat the meal, Your Worship.
So what is the request?
My request is that my client receive food conducive to a diabetic, Your Worship. That is not high in sugar and that a diabetic can tolerant, if I may say so, in respect to the food. Your Worship, I would also like to bring to the court's attention, I further have instructions from my client that he has been refused or denied any phone calls to his legal representatives while he is in custody, and denied a phone call as recent as yesterday, the day before his court date, as well, Your Worship. Yeah, my lord.
So are you seeking this?
Your Worship, we humbly seek that a directive and order be given by this honorable court that he has free access to his legal representatives. If he needs to contact them, Your Worship, or contact us, he has that available. Your Worship, I believe it's constitutional right to allow him a phone call or when his attorneys do call him, that he is allowed.
Was this matter ever taken up with the relevant authorities?
Your Worship, I've just received instruction this morning,
I see.
as I've only got been placed on record this morning, my Lord. There's also the aspect of clothes, where my client has been denied access to his own clothing.
Clothes?
To his own clothing, Your Worship, even for purposes of coming to this court.
Excuse me, your client, clothes, is he an awaiting trial prisoner?
Your Worship, indeed. Accused number 7, coming to court, Your Worship. He's been forced by the authorities as per my instruction.
Is it in respect of attending
This court today, Your Worship.
or is it also in respect of the other days, or
In
it's
respect
solely
of
in respect
attending
of?
court. That's my instruction, Your Worship. In respect, my Lord. Your Worship, I did address the issue of the chronic medication. My Lord, I did address the issue of chronic medication which he needs to take after consuming a meal. Indeed,
Are you
my
saying
Lord,
is that all?
Indeed, that is all for now, as the court pleases.
Thanks, Mr. Seeded. Ms. Bester, on this aspect of Mr. Seeded?
My Lord, I think regarding the food, I think the police can address that. Regarding the protocol of the phone calls, we can't interfere with their protocol. I know that it is strict and there are certain protocols that they must follow, so with all due respect, I don't think it would be advisable for the court to make an order. The reason why there is a protocol, because they can also phone other people and committed further crimes in the prison. That is why there is some certain protocols regarding the phone calls. Regarding his clothes, it doesn't look like you have the orange normally the orange overall on that they do wear, so I don't know what is the problem, but that is also not my concern at all. I've got nothing to do with that, and with all due respect, I also think that the court cannot order correctional services in that regard, because we don't know what is the certain protocol in that regard, and that's that. But regarding the food, I think the police can see if they can assist him. I don't know. I have no idea what do diabetics eat, if it's bananas or oranges or anything like that. I have no idea.
The question of the food, is it for the day, for today that is?
It's only for today. He's transported from the prison in Joburg, and he's going to be transported immediately back after the adjournment.
Thank you. That takes care of Mr. You want a replication, Mr. Seeded?
I beg your pardon, my Lord.
You'd like to replicate on that?
Indeed, my Lord. I believe the accused person has a right to legal representation. He has a right of access to his legal representation, Your Worship. That is standard protocol. When the accused is denied that right, my Lord, it's an injustice. The accused, like all the other accused, Your Worship, or my Lord, in any other courts or in any other matters, they have access to their own clothing, my Lord. My client is being targeted in this matter, where he's directed to only wear what the officials at the prison direct him to wear, my Lord.
Excuse me, I missed the last part.
Where they only direct him to wear the clothes that they set out. That is my instruction, Your Worship, my Lord, as the court pleases.
Thank you, Mr. Seeded.
I made a mistake. It is correctional services who are responsible for his food, because accused number 7 is a sentenced prisoner. So he can't wear whatever he wants. And I don't understand the fact that he didn't have access to his lawyers. The way I understood it this morning, that this new legal team only received this morning instructions. Now, to what legal team didn't he have any then? Did they deny him access? That is the way I was
Let's
informed.
say that your client is in a waiting trial prisoner.
I beg you.
He's a sentenced prisoner.
Okay, are you aware of that, Mr. Prisoner? Excuse me, Mr. Seeded? Mr. Seeded?
Indeed,
Because you
Your
brought me under the impression that he's awaiting trial.
my Lord, he's awaiting trial in respect of this matter, but he is a sentenced prisoner.
I see. Okay.
Indeed,
Thanks.
my Lord.
Thanks, Mr. Seeded. That is all, Ms. Bester.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank
you, my lord.
We'll attend to that matter just now, Mr. Seeded. In respect of the draft order and and one of the aspects that were raised by Ms. Bester, I'll start with you, Mr. Tlami.
You heard his grievances regarding his Louis Vuitton clothes, his access to legal representation, and the bonus, which is food, which he didn't bring up yesterday. So it seems the food situation has been resolved. But as you can hear, that was previously addressed and the judge's decision was not satisfactory to him. Speaking of the judge's decision, isn't it such a breath of fresh air when a judge is just simply listening and giving judgment or giving rulings or asking questions for clarification? This is the complete opposite from the Judge Rata courthouse in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. But I digress. I also received this comment with regards to THABO Bester, and it says, THABO Bester left me with my jaws dropped. I am still battling to synchronize and align it now. This boy is a genius. It's understandable why so many beautiful girls fell for him. I think they also have constitutional rights that he trampled on. There's a lot of storm brewing in the THABO Bester's evidence that will destroy the shaky walls. They are still in love. So that's Nandipa and THABO Bester. So you know what? I love this comment. This comment brings up a lot of points. He's talking about his constitutional rights, but he's neglecting to talk about the women that he scammed. What about the ladies whose bags that he scammed whilst he was still even a teenager? There's like a lot of scenarios that he seems to only want to concentrate on his constitutional rights. So I decided, you know what, let me synchronize things. Let me take the members of the public back to February 2024 so you can hear what he said then and how it is. Well, so you can hear the instructions he gave his attorneys then and how he decided, no. They are not representing me well. They are taking too long. They are not hammering the point. I want to give this and I want to give this in an emotional delivery so that I can sway people. You know, I am, after all, THABO Bester, the most famous criminal in South Africa. But I only have 3 charges against me. But I'm the most famous. Sir, name another prisoner who was out and about shopping at Woolworths. Okay? Name another prisoner who went all the way to Tanzania. Okay? Of course you're famous. Because this is such a shocking story. This story proves that South Africa is a whole movie. Okay? So enough with the theatrics. So in my so I just wanted to address these points. I know you want me to talk about the political side that he brought up as well. I'll do that for you in a separate video because I want to do these in chunks because some of you don't watch full videos and then you run. Oh my God, the speed that you take to the comment section is incredible before you even finish the video. And sometimes you miss out on the point that I'm trying to deliver. So you know what, Mzansi, if you have made it this far in the video, you already know you are definitely part of my VIP gang. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to help this channel grow. Now, one thing we're going to do, let's hear his June version that he wanted to say ever so passionately. And you tell me the difference in the comment section down below, what you think the differences are, what you think the similarities are, what I missed, what you see. Let me know because this is going to be a very, very long trial, okay? Yesterday, by the way, they were just supposed to be talking as lawyers in the pre-trial and confirming that they have been paid, okay? They're supposed to be confirming that they have been paid. I believe the ones that confirmed that they received payment, okay, is Nandipa Magudumana's, of course. Okay, he confirmed very much so that I've been taken care of. I've been taken care of. Okay, and that is accused number 1 and accused number 8. 8 is Zanda Moya, the gardener. Okay, we need a whole separate video about that. Because the last I checked, he was applying for legal aid. But I digress. The lawyer for accused number 3 and 6, he hasn't received his money. So there's no trial going on where someone can just drop off and be like, I'm out. I can't represent so-and-so anymore because I haven't been paid. That is why they verify. Okay, the judge verifies that everybody has received their money. Because we know Ngome Zulu, suddenly legal aid said, we're not paying you. Even though he had already
indeed, my lord, as earlier indicated, financial instructions, as previously alluded, indicated by us to the Honorable Court that we were in a position to, beg your pardon, my lord can give us an indulgence. My client is still not in court. has
brought
the
him
court
now.
sees it. As the court pleases, my lord. My lord, I did indicate on the previous court appearance that my team and I were prepared to proceed even though we were not placing funds. We had made that arrangement. And that was the case as well for today's appearance. But due to the challenges we're facing in that my client and our team were unable to consult. We've been having major challenges, firstly in making contact with my client as well as consulting with him and traveling to Pretoria back and forth. We have been there once. I have indicated earlier to my lord in chambers. Consulting with my client, we believe it's in his best interest for him to procure legal representation from such legal representatives will have more, or rather, my lord, it would be easier for them to have access to him on a regular basis compared to us in Bloemfontein traveling to Pretoria. For those reasons, Your Worship, I withdraw as attorney of record.
Mr. Bester, please stop the theatrics. He informs me that he has discussed the problem with you and that you might want to procure a legal representative in Gauteng. Is that correct?
It's incorrect, first of all. And the reason why I'm raising my hand, Your Honor, is because I can't move my hands. They are cuffed. And I'm asking them to uncuff one hand. That's why I'm raising my hand.
Yes.
Your Honor, the legal representation that was brought before this court previously, the challenge was that they were not appointed by me, and I didn't sign any mandate. They were appointed outside of mandate, and it was clarified by my coordinating attorney that they would have to withdraw from this appearance. Obviously, we had tried to consult with them. The challenge is that they had booked about 3 days to consult with me at CMAX, but unfortunately, they were not able to be given a chance to consult. So it's a challenge that I also want to address this court, if the court may allow me to address this issue. But basically, at CMAX, I'm not able to consult with my legal representation as I wish, and even the client and attorney privilege of confidentiality is a challenge. Because first of all, Your Honor, the matter that I am facing here in this court, it has to do with the Correctional Service Act. And indirectly, correctional services are part of the complainant, as one should call that, because they are charging me with escape. I feel that my confidentiality of consultation is being compromised because they have a direct interest. I cannot be able to divulge certain information to the alleged escape because I do not believe that it's an escape, but whatever the facts are, I can't freely consult with any attorney that comes to CMAX because of the restriction that the National Commissioner has instructed upon the wardens that work there. And the system that has been set up for me specifically, it is as if I have my own sort of separate rules concerning to other inmates. You understand?
Are you therefore saying that you cannot consult with your legal representative in the absence of employees of the Department of Correctional Services?
No, I'm saying, Your Honor, that in consulting with any representation,
yes,
I'm having a challenge in being able to have a client-based consultation of confidentiality.
But what does that mean?
It means that our consultation is done through a telephonic phone, and that phone apparently is recording every conversation that we have. And through that, it's previously and through other people proven that it's been used as a mechanism to be able to access information from consultations. So for me, I feel that in this current situation where there are people involved from the head office of correctional services in this actual matter, for me to be able to present my case and be able to instruct an attorney thoroughly, I need to be provided an opportunity where I can do that freely, and I'm not able to do that freely. Regardless of what the instructions are on this current representation, it was clear that I was going to withdraw them. I am in trying to finalize a new team, but in that also we're still going to deal with the same challenges.
Yes. May I suggest the following? Engage the services of a legal representative, and you may want to consider instructing them to bring a formal application to a court, a competent court, to deal with your application to consult in a manner that would respect and protect the privilege of the attorney or legal representative and client.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes, because I do not have the facts and the full circumstances of the situation yet.
I understand, Your Honor, but
yes,
my concern is also that, Your Honor, under the Bill of Rights, which is the fundamental right of the Constitution, is that Section 25, bracket 3, is that everyone is entitled to a fair trial. I believe that if I'm going to have to spend a separate approach to go to a motion court to file an application stating that I'm having challenges to be able to be thoroughly defended in this court, I feel that I should bring this matter to this court.
Yes, Mr. Bester, you may bring it to this court if you are so advised. But currently, as things stand, you do not have a legal representative. If your legal representative that you engage in future experiences the impediments that you refer to, then and only then can they bring the application. Do you understand?
I understand.
Thank you. I will not deal with the matter on a premature basis because the complaint that you are currently bringing to me is not existent, non-existent yet until you get a legal representative. And that legal representative may then engage the authorities at the Department of Correctional Services, and should they not find any joy, they can then approach any competent court, including this court. So when will you be able to speak to your new legal team?
They will be available in the next 7 days, sir.
Who is it, if I may ask?
It's Advocate Lerato, and the instructing attorney will be Attorney Dinana.
Do you have any objection with Mr. Sidat's withdrawal, against his withdrawal?
No, I don't have any.
No, thank you. Mr. Sidat, you can excuse.
As a court, please. Thank you, Madam.
Mr. Maruri, I think it's back to you now. Yes, Mr. Bester, I see you raising your hand.
Your Honor, I would like to raise, I feel that it is in my right, Your Honor, to request the court to address the court humbly so, Your Honor. I do have a bit of a challenge on the facts that you have brought to me related to my defense, because I do feel that it ought to be the same challenge again. And I think I understand what the court is saying in the sense of me approaching a formal application before the court.
If need be.
Yes. But I do request the court to humbly give me an opportunity to give these, because that's not the only challenge. I'd like to give the court the actual challenges so that the court can understand where I'm coming from in raising this point. Please. May I proceed?
You may proceed.
Your Honor, I'm having a challenge in basically being able to consult, but not only consult, but access legal documentation from my incarceration currently.
Just a minute. When you say legal documentation, what does that mean?
That means that the Correctional Service Act 111 of 1998, which I am charged under, I have requested it from the National Commissioner, the Area Commissioner, and it's been refused that I'm being told that I cannot access that document. And that document is actually the document that I'm charged on. I don't know why I'm not allowed to access the document. I've not been given any explanation on that. It took me 4 months to be able to access the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. So what I'm trying to explain to the court is that there are fundamental issues that are pertaining to me as an accused, that I believe that any legal representation that's going to represent me is going to deal with the same issues, and it's going to end up in a point where I'm going to withdraw. This is my third withdrawal of an attorney, and I feel that all of them have had the same challenges. The challenges are that I'm not able to have either access to the documents they want to give me, and that the documents are sitting with, because at the current situation is that the National Commissioner has placed me under him directly, meaning that there's nothing that can be processed or given to me without his access or without his direct approval. And in that, it means that whatever document my legal team may present, be it a motion or be it whatever application or any legal documentation, it has to be given to him. And I feel that that is unfair, Your Honor. And also, legal representations are withdrawing from the case based on the fact on how they are treated when they are actually consulting, or how they are treated when they are coming to consult with me. And I feel that, Your Honor, if you are saying to me that I need to appoint another attorney and he should, or they should come here and present a case of my treatment, when I am the one who's been treated in that manner, I feel it wouldn't be correct, Your Honor, because I am the one that's treated in that manner. I'm the one experiencing that. And to allow me to just point, because I'd like to proceed if I may. The National Commissioner, Your Honor, has been in charge, or has taken the obligation of being in charge of me as an inmate. And in that, meaning that all my responsibilities or any activities that involves THABO Bester has a THABO Bester Act, according to correctional services, the way I feel I'm treated. It might not be correct, but that's how I am treated. I'm segregated from everyone for the past 15 months. I have not had access or contact with any human except the EST that sits outside my door. And that's the only people I see. And I feel for my mental health and other issues, it is unfair and it's not presenting me in the best ability to be in this court. From every single privilege that exists, I am under Section 29 of the apartheid government. That is how I am treated at this current moment in this constitution, in this free country. I am treated with 2 hours of family visits for 30 minutes. I am given 1 consultation or 2 if I am lucky. And in that process, I am kept in a hole by myself with no one on site. They have removed the EST people that were outside my door now. I feel that my life is in danger because of the fact that the people that are responsible for this charge, I am under their hands. How can I then be able to defend myself, Your Honor, if the court is not able to give me an ear in whatever issues I may be? The way that I am dressed is an issue. I have been forced to dress as such. I am not dressed. These clothes were bought for a purpose to come to court. I had to spend money to look like this. I have clothes in my bags that have whatever branding. I am not allowed to wear clothes that cost a certain amount. I was told that I can't wear clothes that are Louis Vuitton or whatever because it gives the wrong impression. So I am now being forced to follow laws based on impression, Your Honor. And this is not just one thing. It's several matters and several issues that lead to one person. And this is one person out of 300,000 inmates in South Africa. I feel that it's unfair. You understand, Your Honor? I feel that I'm out to speak because I'm going to appoint another legal team, and they're going to withdraw again. And I'm going to come back and say, Your Honor, but I have the same problem. I don't have a copy of the docket. I don't know what the docket is. And I feel that the MPA ought to give me the docket directly. Because if this is the manner that I'm going to have, I might have to defend myself as a lame person in court and hope and pray that whatever facts I'll present, because I have requested to the head of prison that if I can please have access to a consultation of experts, which means I would like to have a PI or forensic experts to verify if those facts in the docket are actually true, because I differ from the version they have. And for me to be able to do that, I need to be allowed for them to come to the prison. But I'm not. I have 2 months left in the time period that I have to serve in Siemens. But I know for a fact that I will not be treated fairly and be released as anyone else. My last point, Your Honor, that I want to state is the issue of equality, Your Honor. I don't feel that I'm equally treated as any other accused person in this country. First of all, Your Honor, you have the media that has tarnished and destroyed me on no facts, no evidence has been brought in any side. It's already confirmed that I have escaped. But no one knows the true facts. It is already confirmed that THABO Bester is a rapist and a murderer. But there's no evidence. I am self-convicted. I pleaded guilty to the most crucial, or most dangerous unit, which is called the COURTROOM Killer Squad. Forced me to plead guilty. And that case has been pending for 13 years in these courts. Transcripts have been missing for 13 years. And it goes around in South Africa as there is a proven fact, beyond reasonable doubt, that THABO Bester is a murderer and a rapist. I've been out for a year. There's no one charge. Leonard Chowbe, which I can refer to. I am not the worst inmate in this country. I don't have the highest counts. I have 3 counts. But I am the most popular inmate in this country for no reason, because I have been out in South Africa, living my life for a year. I have not violated any human. But I am treated with the utmost, even in the legal fraternity, Your Honor. It's very difficult for me to appoint an attorney. Attorney with cancelled brief on the basis that say, I don't want to be associated with THABO Bester because the media will attack me. I've had 5 counsels who told me that I would love to be in your case, but I'll be in the background. Because I cannot be seen in front, because you're THABO Bester. The media will destroy me, and the state will never give me any work.
Third last.
Is that... let's make it this is the last one.
Okay.
Section 277, that was cancelled by the Constitutional Court as a death sentence. Your Honor, I say this as a broken man, and I say this wholeheartedly. It tears me apart to see these people in this court, knowing very well that they're suffering for something that you know nothing about. I request that the public, if they are so convinced, and if the prosecution is so convinced that I am the waste of these people's lives, that this section be enforced on a penalty or on a petition. That under the previous Act of Correctional Services, of Criminal Prosecution, Act 126 of 92, that a death sentence be given as a petition, that the public signs a petition, and I be given a death sentence, and immediately I will agree to it. So we end this matter. I came here with 80 cards. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been having chains on my feet. My feet are ice at this point. I can barely feel my toes. This is not the way I want to proceed, Your Honor. If it means that this court can accept the petition and the public can sign it, and I can be put to rest, and we can put all this, because I am at peace. I know what I've done. I know what I've not done. I am not perfect. But one thing I know for a fact, that none of these things would exist if there was no backhand of political watchdogs that controlled the situation. And I humbly ask, and I'm sorry to have the outburst, but it's a lot for me to take. Really, it's too much, because I feel that it's unfair. It is unfair to be treated and to struggle to appoint an attorney. You'll find the best attorney in whatever, or the best advocate, but they will refuse brief. It's not a matter of funds, it's a matter of association. And it's not fair. It means that I'm not equal in this court. And if I'm not equal in this court, then it's a waste of time to come to court. Then you might as well just sentence me and release these people, because they do nothing.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you.
So Mzansi, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. So if you enjoyed this video, then you will certainly enjoy this video right here, where we'll talk about Nandipa is being triggered by THABO Bester's voice. And not only that, we'll break down Nandipa's body language.